All right, every Thursday afternoon, we get to talk to our friend Carmi Levy, CTV tech analyst. And Carmi, it seems to me I've been starting every time we have you on with a question about AI. So this will be no different. I'm trying to understand now. First of all, I read today that Google is renaming Bard, which was its AI chatbot, to Gemini for whatever reason. But the question I have is, I can use ChatGPT for free. Like, I can log in and ask a question. It's usually pretty cool. But then there are paid options here. What are they? How much? And who would want to use these if they're available for free?
Yeah, so, if all you're doing is just playing around with them, then there really isn't any reason to pay for it. You sign in. Sometimes it's a little slow. Sometimes you get a message saying that their servers are busy, so you'll have to come back in a little while. You may not have access to more advanced features like the image generator, or things won't be as precise. Some of the results, for example, might not be as detailed. But if all you're doing is just rolling up your sleeves and kind of playing with it, similar to what we did in the early days of Google, there really isn't any reason to spend, and they're asking about $20 a month for their premium versions of the product. But for a lot of people, that is worth it for them, because what they offer is it's better integration. So, for example, ChatGPT Plus, you'll still be able to sign in even during a peak time. It'll work faster for you. So if you're using it for work and you're on deadline, it's probably good to have the tool that works quickly and you get to the front of the line. You're also able to use the latest what's called large language model, which is essentially the underlying technology that gives ChatGPT its intelligence. So instead of using GPT 3.5, which is the LLM that everyone else uses, you get access to GPT-4, which is way smarter and gives you even better, more detailed answers. And it's the same deal with Google Gemini Advanced, which is their sort of version of it. For $20 a month, it's smarter, more accessible. You don't get those error messages when things get busy. It also ties into what's known as Google One, which is kind of their premium subscription model for other Google services. So it gives you 2 terabytes of online storage on Google Cloud. So if you store a lot of pictures, that's a pretty good offering for you. And also, they're going to be adding it into Gmail and Google Docs and Google Slides and kind of the other workflow apps in Google over the next little while. Similar to what ChatGPT is, that Microsoft is incorporating it into Copilot, into your Office apps like Word, like Excel. So if you're, a real kind of productivity junkie and you're really using your tools to the limit, by sort of spending $20 a month to make them come alive with AI, it's probably worth it for you. Whereas if you're just, a hobbyist, not so much. What I always recommend is ask around at work. So, because in many cases, companies are subscribing to this on behalf of all of their employees, and they'll just make it available through your work tools, and then you don't have to pay anything.
Oh, okay. So for someone who's like going to a ChatGPT to say, hey, were there any pop songs that were on the top 20 on the Billboard charts about pierogies? That's what I would ask ChatGPT. I don't need to spend $19.99 a month, right?
No, you'll still get the answer.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll take a few more seconds for it to pop up on your screen.
Okay.
Maybe the answer won't be as full-fledged as if you had spent the $20 a month. But for the most part, for the use case that you describe, and certainly that's the world that I'm in, I can find better places to spend my $20 a month.
Very well. Maybe save someone some money there. Speaking of saving some money, most common phishing emails of 2023. This is good because people still get caught on this stuff. So what were they?
So the finance is the most popular. Money. It always comes down to money. So here's an invoice. Click here to process the payment. We overcharge you. Click here so we can send you the money back. Things like that. Of course, no one ever sends unsolicited emails or text messages for that. So that's an obvious come on. Notifications. Your password just expired. Click here to book this appointment, and we'll put it right on your calendar. A reminder. Oops, we forgot you. So click here, and we'll reconnect. Nope. That is a quick no. Shipping is a big one as well. So we tried to deliver this to your house, and we couldn't. Click here to rearrange, to reschedule.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, because people, sure.
Exactly. And of course, Yeah, and what you should do is, of course, and then what's called a response. So if they send you a survey that they ask you to fill out, here, we'll give you a $50 gift card if you fill out this survey. No, as soon as you click the link to fill out the survey, you have been had. And so what I often tell people to do is never answer these on your phone or your tablet or any touchscreen device. Wait till you get to your computer, and then if you're so inclined, we should know that these are scams. But if you really want to find out, just open up the message and then don't click on the link, but roll your mouse over it, and it'll pop up the web address, the URL. You'll be able to see from that URL that clearly these people are not legit. Also, do the same thing to the email address. It's usually from a Hotmail account, a Gmail account, some made-up account with a lot of numbers in it. That should be another tell or signal that this is totally not legit.
Excellent. All right, then let's talk about this. Facebook turning 20 this week. I used it as a quiz question the other day because I'd forgotten that when it was first launched, it was called the Facebook. 20 years later, this is probably one of the most, I was going to say marketable companies in the world, but certainly one of the wealthiest. I think if Mark Zuckerberg is not the wealthiest man on earth, he's number 2 or 3 on the list. So over 20 years of evolution of Facebook, Carmi, what have you seen?
It certainly defines social media for most of us. It wasn't the first social media tool that most of us use. That would probably go to MySpace or Friendster or a few other forgotten early examples of it. But Facebook was the one that really defined it for most people. It's got 3 billion users now. It's the biggest platform of all. Everybody's on it, even if, for example, younger users aren't using it to the same degree that they used to. But for a lot of people, this defines social media. This is where the internet went from before Facebook, which was very disconnected, kind of hard to find people, hard to get them together, hard to have community. Facebook really changed that, and it really changed the nature of how we use the internet and how we connect with people around the world. Without Facebook, I wouldn't know what my entire high school graduating class is up to now, because to do that by email is impossible. To do it on Facebook is super easy, and I love it. But there's a dark side to it, too. Right? This is a company that has not behaved very well over the past number of years. They basically turned us into monetization machines. They serve up ads that are mostly irrelevant to us. They take our data and they sell it to companies without telling us. Cambridge Analytica, it's been implicated in swing elections, misinformation. It all started on this platform, and all along, Mark Zuckerberg has been very clear. He isn't doing enough to address this. He apologizes every once in a while, but it certainly doesn't go far enough to addressing the problems that this has caused. And so social media, it's a bit of a checkered history, and certainly Facebook defined that for the last 20 years. It almost defined an industry. And as much as I like having it, I can't help but think about the damage that it's caused, the mental health harms that it causes for all people, including younger people, the bullying, the predatory behaviors, the cyber stalking. We can do better. And as we get to this 20-year anniversary, I think we should be putting more pressure on this company to clean up its act.
Hear, hear. Carmi, thank you. Appreciate it as always.